everybody, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. As you can see, we're back in my living room. I'm home alone today, and I decided that I wanted to film in the living room and just sit at this spot again. I like this spot. It's a nice filming spot. Yeah, today's video is kind of a little bit special. It is my 2020 wrap-up. I know it's late. I have just been very, very busy. I really wanted to film last Monday, but something came up, and so I have time to film today. Yes, so let's just get on to it. I forgot the paper that I wrote down the things in the order that I want to talk about it, so if you will give me just a moment and I will be right back. Okay, sorry if the camera's shaky for a couple of minutes. Right, so I got the piece of paper and I wrote everything down in the order that I wanted to talk about it, because if I didn't, I would have completely forgot something important. How many books did I read in 2020? I read 82 books in 2020. I think I reread the same books. I reread the Foxhole Court, or the All for the Game series, at least 4 times. So if you don't count that, then it would be like in the 70s somewhere. I'm not going to not count that, because I did read those books 4 times each and I read them, so I'm counting them. But yeah, I think out of the whole year I only listened to 4 audiobooks. I don't really like audiobooks, they're just not my thing. But that was at the very end, and I think I talked about those in my last wrap-up, which was the Frog and Toad audiobooks. My favorite books of the year. I have my top 5 favorite books marked on here. So my top 5 favorite book series, because I can never separate books from their series to me. So yes, let's just see. We'll start with number 5. My 5th favorite read of the year was My Androgynous Boyfriend, which that series, if you haven't read that manga series, is super cute and super sweet, and I love it. I absolutely love it. Unless I only have 4. No, I do have 5. What am I talking about? Next was the Simon Snow series, so Carry On and Wayward Son. I really enjoyed those, so those would be my 4th favorite reads of the year. And then my 3rd favorite of the year, which was a reread for me this year, but it had been so long since I read it that I basically didn't really remember anything detail-wise, was The Raven Cycle by Maggie Stiefvater. I love that series so much. And then my 2nd favorite was The Last Sun, or the Tarot Sequence. I love those books so much. Those are just so good. They are so good. And then, of course, my favorite reads of the year was All for the Game. Amazing. Amazing. Least favorite reads of the year. I think I only have 1 for this. Oh no, I do have 2. I have 2 for this. Okay. My 2 least favorite things that I read this year that I will never, ever, probably ever read again was, and I read them in the same month. That sucks. So, Laura Dean Keeps Breaking Up With Me. I don't know why people sing the praises of this book. I hated every second of it. It was so, I don't even, like, this was before I started doing my weekly wrap-ups, so I didn't talk about it then. Of course, my computer screensaver just went crazy. Okay. But just, I hated it. I will never understand if you like this book. And I could do a whole, like, just go off about why I didn't like this book and why I'm surprised people like this book, but I won't. Okay? I won't understand why you like it, but if you like it, that's okay. I'm not doing this to be like, but like, it just, no. And then next was Avalon High. Avalon High used to be my favorite book when I was like 16, 17, somewhere in there. It was just like, I loved it. I read it like 4 times in a row. I loved it so much. Probably if I was into annotating back then, I would have gotten my own copy and annotated it. But now I am like, none of this makes any sense. I don't know. I guess there were certain things that I did like about it, but like now I'm like, none of that even made any sense. Why? Yeah, so those were my 2 least favorite things that I read this year. I actually read a lot of stuff that I loved this year. Of course, not all of it can make it into my top 5 favorites, because if I talked about every single book on here that I loved, we would be here for a long time. But yes. Did I complete my reading goals for 2020? I did. My reading goal for 2020 has been my reading goal for like the last couple years at least, and it is my reading goal again this year, which I think was the next subject, but oh well, which is read 12 books. I don't set a big goal for myself because I don't want to disappoint myself, and I don't want to be like, oh, I need to be reading, because there's so many other things that I love to do as well. I don't want to take away from my enjoyment of reading, and this way I can, just have fun with reading, and it doesn't have to be this big stressful thing that I feel like a lot of other YouTubers make reading out to be. You don't have to read 100 books a year to be a reader. You can read 1 book a year to be a reader. It doesn't matter. As long as you're reading, you're a reader. My goal for last year was 12 books, and I obviously completed that. I went into it expecting not to, because I only read 2 things in January, and then I kind of fell back in love with reading in May, thanks to All for the Game, and so I have been reading more since then. But actually, I think the month that I read the most was in April, but I read a lot of Red Robin comics that month, so I was reading short things. But yes, I don't set big goals for myself, and I don't think I ever will set a big goal for myself ever again. But yes, my reading goals for 2021. I do have a couple more than just reading 12 books, which they are going to be, they kind of go along with it, but at the same time, I know at least one of them is like, well, obviously I complete this goal, I'm going to complete my read 12 books goal. But my other goals for this year, for the year of 2021, is read at least 1 book a month off of your shelf that you haven't read yet. I have quite a few books that I haven't read on my shelf, and I don't like that. Like, I want the books on my shelf to be things that I've read and I enjoy, and if I don't like it, I don't want it on my shelf anymore. So I did create a list for myself of all of the books that I have on my shelf, and it's in the back of my journal. And it's just books that I haven't read yet that I need to read, because I really do need to decide these things. My other, getting back to the right page, my other reading goal for the year is, or I have two, actually. I have two more reading goals, which is catch up in My Hero Academia manga. I have a Viz subscription. I really want to catch up to it. I just thought that I didn't hit start. Oh, I almost had a heart attack. Okay. Whew. Okay, sorry about that. So I really want to catch up with the My Hero Academia manga. I've gotten some spoilers for things, but that's okay. I don't really mind spoilers for My Hero Academia. It's one of those series that I don't. And yeah, I really, really want to complete it. I love that series so much. I want to get caught up with it and be able to read weekly updates along with the other people who are caught up with it. And then my last reading goal for the year is to finish annotating Full Metal Alchemist. Yeah, so those are my reading goals. Yes. Did I complete my reading goal? Okay. How much fan fiction I read? This is crazy. I'm still not sure how I read this much fan fiction, but I added it up. And in 2020, I read exactly 1,492 fanfics. I think I have too much time on my hands, to be quite honest with you, because I read that much, and I read 82 novels, and I was writing for the second half of the year. I forgot to add up how much I completely wrote in the entirety of 2020, and I was writing this year, and I was journaling and filming, and I was playing video games. Like, crazy to me. It is crazy to me that I read that much fan fiction. The next thing that I want to talk about, I don't have it with me. Of course, you can see how completely prepared for this video I am, which is not. But I can talk about it a little bit. It's just something that I wanted to share. I think that it's kind of cool. I have an old Kindle 4, Gen 4, I think is what it is. I looked it up. I looked a lot because I wanted to find a case for it, but I got it back when I was like 12. But I found out you can put fanfiction on it and read fanfiction. You can put fanfiction on the old Kindles. Crazy. So basically what you do is, if you have an old Kindle that still works, I say do this because I love it so much. I've currently got some of my favorite on there, but I haven't really read those. What I've been doing with it is I've been putting long fanfics that I've read the first couple of chapters of and putting those on there and continuing to read it on my Kindle because it's just so much better on my eyes. Like, there's no backlighting, and I like it a lot because it actually has like the chapters on the bottom, and you can you press the button and it flips the page. That's cool to me. Yeah, it's just really, really cool. So if you have an old Kindle like that and it still works, you did the update a couple of years ago, so it'll still work, I say do this. And if you like fanfiction, I say do this because it's worth it, in my opinion. Yeah, and that's it. That's basically everything that I wanted to talk about for 2020. Here's to a good 2021, or as I would really love to say, an uneventful 2021, but we kind of already passed that, didn't we? Okay, so my reading wrap up. I haven't read anything since my last video. I'm actually kind of surprised about that because I did want to read some more Full Metal Alchemist, but I actually lost my tabs for like a long time, so I couldn't read Full Metal Alchemist because I lost the tabs. So I finally found those, thankfully, but I haven't really started reading it yet again. But I'm going to be doing that soon. Yeah. So, what I'm reading this week. Last week, I did start the first volume of Bungo Stray Dogs. I'm about halfway through it. My reading goal is to complete this, but something happened this weekend, and it's not a fun thing. My grandma is sick with COVID, and my mom went down there, so she's stuck down there. She went down there before they knew she had COVID. They just thought it was her symptoms were the side effect of something else that was making sense at the time. So my mom is stuck down there for at least the next 10 days. And I'm going to be very busy, so I'm going to be shocked if I finish this. But I'm hoping I can finish this. I don't have much more on my plate than I normally do, but also I'm going to be worrying for a while. Yes. If I do finish this, I am possibly going to be starting another book that I didn't bring in here with me. Prepared, Dawn, prepared. But yeah, it's the Wonder Woman book. I can't remember if it has an exact title, but it's the one that everybody was super, like, hyping up there for a little while. My sister got it for me for Christmas. But yes, that's it. I thank you so much for watching. Hopefully this is going to be the start of me filming every Monday, which was my other goal that I obviously haven't. Like, I already messed it up, but it's okay. We're gonna give the first Monday of the year a skip because I had other things going on. But yes, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day. I hope that you liked my video, that you're as impressed by I am by the amount of freaking fanfiction that I read, because I am floored. I am floored. Yes. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.